What's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Eyes.
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my spectacular wife, Ian.
And this right here, this is my grilling husband, Aize.
I'm grilling.
No, you're not grilling now, but you were grilling earlier. And you did a really good job.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
First time in a long time.
No, I hadn't been.
Did you do a good job?
No, I'm talking about that I grilled. You saying it's the first time in a long time that I did a good job?
Really good job.
Come on, man. All right, y'all. We got a question that came in. I'm going to let my wife go ahead and read it since it came in from a woman. Go ahead and knock it out, babe.
Why does it matter who it came in from?
It don't.
Hey guys, a little background on me and my husband. Dated for 7 years, married for 1.5. I am 22 years old and he is 24. My question is, my husband seems very distant and I don't feel a connection to him anymore. He works 2 jobs, so I understand that he is tired when he gets off of work, but when he does have energy, he wants to go and be alone or be with his friends. If he does spend time with me, it's simply because he wants to have sex, and immediately after will go to sleep or get up and play his video games. When I withhold sex for that reason, he says I don't care about him. We never have any alone time due to his work schedule and our children. And when I spoke to him about going on regular dates, he got upset. He responded by saying, I will take you out on Sunday, and I want you to get all of this clingy crap out of your system. As if to say that one date was going to be all the quality time I needed for the rest of my life. We argue very frequently, and I have gone as far as trying to find a couples counselor in our area, and he said he didn't want to go. I asked him to start going to church with me on a regular basis, and he said he isn't ready to commit to that part of his life, which was my only other way of trying to sneak in quality time with him. A lot of times I feel like he can be immature because he constantly responds to my suggestions by claiming he is a grown man. He calls me controlling and demanding, but the truth is that I am tired and I want attention, so I argue with him. I have lied about cheating on him. I have never stepped out of our relationship, but I said it because it seems that he could care less about me otherwise, and I know that that this is a sensitive spot for him. That is the only way I can convey emotions. I guess she means get some emotions from him, along with telling him I want a divorce. That's what it says. He says that I will destroy our marriage if I keep crying wolf, but I don't know how to get my friend back. There is simply no more emotional connection like we had before. It seems the friendship part of our marriage is gone and never to return. What do I do when directly approaching him makes him angry and distant? Help, please. I don't want to end up another statistic.
You know what?
It's hard in these marriage streets.
Hard in these marriage streets?
It is.
It's hard in these streets.
Hard out here for marriage. A married pimp. No.
It's not sounding right.
I was trying to make it hard out here. All right, anyway, what say if you, babe?
All right, y'all. One of the things that stood out to me in this video was that you say he's working 2 jobs. And, I commend him for, just going above and beyond to make sure that his family is taken care of. And that's something to not be taken lightly, because whenever a guy is taxed mentally, emotionally, and physically, then that's energy that's being diverted away from you, diverted away from the house. And it's just challenging to come home and then take some of that energy that he spent elsewhere and then bring it back to the house and give it to you. So it's something that is, like I said, it's emotionally draining. And I can understand that you want to get that from him, and you rightly deserve to get it from him. But I would just say in a situation like this, you have to be patient with him in his process, because, when people get married, you say you all are just 1.5 years into your marriage. So, you have the euphoria of going through the process of getting married, having the wedding ceremony, and after about 1 year or so, there seems to be, like, for a lot of men, an alarm bell goes off. There's a wake-up call, a realization of what I actually got myself into.
What does that mean?
And so, when they realize, or they start to ask those questions, what did I get myself into, then you find them seeking out other relationships or re-engaging other relationships that they may have had before with friends, co-workers, colleagues that, fed them in a different way, because, again, they're also trying to reground themselves. And so what you might possibly be experiencing is him attempting to just get his footing. to reground himself and get a better understanding as to how he needs to be, not just for himself, but how he needs to be for you in this relationship. So there's an element of disconnect there because he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who he is at this point. He knows he's working two jobs. He knows that he's taxed. But how does he show up for you?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever
He
you
tried
approach him,
it.
yeah, whenever you approach him, he gets defensive because he doesn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving all of this energy to X, Y, and Z. How do I now give it to A?
Right.
A is the priority, but again,
But that's
I have
also
nothing
why I'm
else.
working.
Yeah, I have nothing else to
Two
give.
jobs.
That's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that what I'm saying right here is a justification for his action because it's not. It's just an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And in it being an explanation, I just want to help you to understand that it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to. He just might not know how to.
Mm-hmm.
And you could possibly be going about it the right way in terms of approaching him. But again, if he doesn't know how to respond, how to extend himself, where to find the reservoir of energy to be able to come up and give you what it is that you're looking for, he just won't do it because he doesn't know how to do it.
So here's where you change your game. Put your hat to the back. You ready? You got a hat? Go get one. Pause for a second. Pause it. Put your hat to the back. And I want you to be solution oriented. So what my husband talked about is the fact that he may not have all of the tools that he needs to be able to figure out how to navigate this journey that he now has with you as a husband, as a provider, as a father, and so much more. He's still, I'm sure, a son and a brother and a friend and has aspirations and dreams of his own, while he also has responsibilities to you and for you. And so while he is doing the good work of making sure that he provides and that kind of thing, there's an emotional void. Well, guess what? You're up, sis, because women, we actually have a leg up, I must say.
You think so?
We actually have a leg up when it comes here. We actually know how to intuit things. We seek things out. We actually are a little more connected in to our emotions. That is a fact as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
All women aren't the same in that way. Some of us are a little more guarded and disconnected than others. But generally speaking, we have a little more access to that in terms of our internal state. And so if he doesn't have the tools and he doesn't know how to balance all of these balls, I'd like for you to be able to shift your position, again, putting that hat to the back, and be solution oriented. You all have a lot on your plate. And if it is that what you really want, first think about what you want. What's the goal? Is it that you need him to pursue you at this point? Or do you need to be with him? Do you need to have some quality time with him? And I heard in your letter a couple times the words quality time. You want to be with him. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it may not be that he's going to pursue you in the way that you'd like to be pursued. Not saying that he shouldn't, but in this space of time, perhaps it's not going to happen as much as you might like it to. Perhaps you need to model for him. Create some times and spaces where you all can just be together. Find a babysitter. You do it. Mm-hmm. Find the place where you guys are going to go. And you initiate and say, I want us to have some space because I know that you're tired and I know you're doing a lot and I want to be with you. So if we could do that, next week, I got it all covered. I just need you to be ready to go at such and such a time. Whatever it is, even if you don't have the funds for that and it's doing it in the house, that you create the space, you create the romantic evening, that you do those things to show him that you want him and that you need him. Now, sometimes it's hard for us to do that because we don't want to, real talk, humble ourselves. Because, you should be wanting to be with me and you should be pursuing me and you should be spending time with me and taking me out and that kind of thing. But like my husband said, if everybody don't have the tools, sometimes in marriage, you got to pick up and use some tools that you already got. Go ahead and make it easy for them right now.
And lying about cheating is not a good tool to be used.
Yeah, those kinds of things, you're actually aggravating the space. Yeah. And the thing I want to do too is I want to normalize for you this space that you all are in. I can't remember. It sounds like that you all are early on in your marriage.
Yeah, they're only married for 1.5 years.
Okay, you're early on. Okay. So this is normal. You got babies. He working 2 jobs. Not a lot of time for the 2 of you. Normal. So that is something that many couples deal with, whether married or unmarried. Mm-hmm. What do you do to deal with the stress of that? If you know he's working 2 jobs, I don't know if you're working as well or if you're just with the children. Let me back it up. I shouldn't have said that. I don't know if you're working as well or if you're with the children. How dare I put just with the children in there? Didn't mean that because I got 4 kids. Ain't no just with the children. If you're doing the work of being with the children, okay? So whatever the case may be, You just have to sometimes things are just out of balance. My husband and I talk about that a lot. You know, we're out of balance right now. Sometimes we plan for out of balance spaces. We getting ready to be out of balance because we got to make some things happen. And so right now he's working 2 jobs, and you know, you're holding the kids down, and perhaps you all decided to do that so that you can be with the kids, and so that you know you wouldn't have to have the pressure of work. I don't know, but pick up the pieces is my point, sister. Pull together the resources that you have that you can create, so that you can create some space for the 2 of you all, and cut him a break. And if you do that in a way where you are modeling for him what it is you'd like to see, if you do it in a way where you are coming up with some things for you all to do, if you do it in a way where you're being gracious and kind and accommodating to him and trying to think about where he is in terms of his perspective, then guess what magically starts to happen? The brother starts looking at it from your perspective. He starts trying to figure out, oh, wow, how must she feel because I'm gone all the time? Because if somebody thinks about me and what I'm going through and tries to accommodate me, I naturally, as a human being, start to try to think about them and accommodate them. You see, so take your hat to the back. Remove the antagonistic, attention-getting, crisis-driven, not working kind of tactics. Look at what the need is for him. What does he need from you? Perhaps some understanding, perhaps some patience, perhaps some modeling and some teaching through the modeling. Get to it. You've been given a little bit of the tools just now. You already know what to do. Stop playing. Start pushing.